I was so pleased to find out that 47 people had looked at the instructions I'd made on how to be cool. I was having a bad day that day, and I wasn't looking too good, but I did. So that's why I made it into a cartoon face. That's nice that they got the option anyway. Just to go on, I'm real pleased that some people like that. I'll have to do more like that. One thing you can do on this channel of mine is go back to the very beginning and look at the early works. If you look at documentary of a small nation, you'll get a feel for how I was back early. And then Contractor's Creed was edited to show that I'd been pushed to a point of change and depression. And I lived through it. That's the one thing that has a little bit in common with the fine writer William Faulkner's book, The Wild Palms, where he wrote and said he wrote on one part till he just couldn't stand it, wrote on another part. He said it himself. Has a real strange unity to it. In other words, I continue. I've always there's so many things you have to struggle with. I can't understand. I watch the politics now and watch, the desire of so many people seems to be just to make enough money to get away from everybody, and that really doesn't work. I just I mean, you can try, and some people seem to get it after a while. But why is that such a great ambition to get away from everybody and be alone, have everything all your way? I guess it's sad the way things have gone and the ambitions that people have. Go to an island. Let's go to an island. Create an island. Build a wall. Over here in Durham, I guess Hell's Angels had a big compound with a tall wall, and I guess they would. They had the crank business, and they drive around in Cadillac and deliver drugs. And well, anyway, what was I talking about? One of the things I wanted to talk about was as a scholar, I've studied now, and I've come to the point I got hit. It was like it hit me in the face after I'd read the Nuremberg trial book, the book about the Nuremberg trial, and then I was reading about John F. Kennedy's and it's about Kennedy's wars in Berlin and Cuban Bay of Pigs crisis and. I had forgot about Berlin, the Berlin Wall, and I was very aware of. If you ever get a chance, read that book. What Jack on it? It's Dan Sherman, the Prince. It's not the Prince, not that book, but
That's Machiavelli.
I know, but
Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of
no,
Positive
no.
Thinking.
Well, no, I'm talking about that book by Dan Shepard, the one that about it's called The Prince of Berlin, is what it's called.
Oh, right.
That's what it's called, and that's a very fine book. I mean, a lot of what was going on in Berlin after the end of the war had to do with uh, drugs, and these were important drugs that you needed from your doctor. Because if you were married, you could to an American citizen, you could get antibiotics, like things like penicillin was just new, and there was a lot of sickness going on, and you get a toothache. Well, the guy who wrote Mario Puzo wrote a book called The Dark Arena, and is famous as Godfather. But it's about how this guy's got a girlfriend over there, and she gets toothache, and he doesn't know he's just kind of doesn't feel like getting married. He's got to think about it, and so he goes to the black market and he buys some black market penicillin. It's very similar to the basis for uh, what is that? The Third Man, and I don't know why they put it in Austria. They should have just done it in Berlin. But it's about how this guy now, the Dark Arena, Mary Puzo's book. This guy buys some anyway. Black market penicillin, gives it to his girl, and she doesn't live and dies, and so he goes and kills the guy that sold him the bad drug, the fake drug, which is we got fake drugs going on right now, a big problem. I don't know. A lot of times I wonder if my drugs for my pain and all like that are working, because I sure am having trouble. But at any rate, one of the things that I want to leave you all with is what I've learned out of my scholarship, understanding about mankind, is that mankind didn't just come out of Roman civilization as a continuity. It came out of the Dark Ages now. And we've gone back to starting over from the Dark Ages instead of building on civil what we think are great Greek philosophy and government. What? What? Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, things are bad, and we're just being childish. We're more like children. Mankind is more like a child. Children, and you watch things and think about it. I mean, a full man, fully grown person is an adult, child, and a parent. But and it's calling on people to be parents much more often, and it's parent child, not a whole lot of adults walking around. Not a whole lot of adults walking around. You need to be an adult. Adults share. And that's what I was talking about. That's what I wanted. This ain't funny.